You know what I notice a lot about you?
What?
You get annoyed, like really, really fast.
Do I?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think you do.
Do
I don't. Do you have good patience?
no, I'm pretty impatient.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, how about? Cause I know when we used to work together, when you was like what, team lead or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How was your patience then?
Really impatient. Those kids got on my nerves, James.
I did not know.
Let me
that.
tell you, those kids, they got on my damn nerves.
That's crazy. So like when you first started doing this, you started doing radio. How you had to have some type of patience with that, right?
Yeah, I suppose in like learning,
Yeah.
right? And in some ways, the impatience still kind of comes out because sometimes I feel like I'm not on the level I should be at this point in time. So I want to do the next thing and I want to keep going and growing, and I get impatient with my my career growth or even like just my knowledge and skills in that regards.
I get that.
So, but yeah, and also, I mean, radio specifically, everyone's kind of impatient in radio, I find. I mean, I have learned very quickly that if someone just walks away from a conversation, don't take it personally, because it happens so much where someone just comes in, hey, how you doing? Before you even answer, they're gone. Mm-hmm. Because everyone's, especially talent's like on a time clock. They got to do things at, by certain times and be back in the studio at certain times. And even for me, I'm operating the buttons, right? So I need to know what time to be back in the studio and stuff like that. And so I don't know if it's impatience in the job. I think it's just more of a being extra alert.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And, monitoring time. But I've always been very time watchy, I guess is I don't know what the term or the appropriate term would be. I've just always been attuned to like time and when we need to be places or when we need to leave, or like even if I go see a movie, I want to be there. If it says like 3:30 it starts, I want to be in the seat at 3:30. I know there's like 20 minutes of trailers.
I'm like that too. No, that's perfectly fine.
I want to be
I'm good
there
with that too.
Before the pre-show ends.
Yeah.
I want to see Maria Menounos.
you want to see Maria Menounos. And you don't feel like walking over nobody and trying to get to your seat.
Yeah.
I get that. I think the only time I ever seen you be hella impatient was at the wedding, and we was all getting ready to line up, and Richard and Isaac and Alejandro was walking back to the car to put something in the car. I think they were putting your stuff in the car or something like that.
Well, because they were lining us up, and I was like, we gotta go.
I was trying my best not to laugh while you were telling me your impatient story about radio. I was like, I kept replaying it in my head. He was like, grooms, we're in.
We're good. We're going.
So I was like, okay, we going, Jacob.
Ready, man.
I'm sorry.
I was
Daddy.
trying to get to the reception.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. I was like, oh, hey, does he take it like that?
I was just trying to get to the reception, man.
Okay, we can start the podcast now.
I had a cruise to get to.
You were like, come on, let's go. Where the grooms a minute? Because I went outside to see where they were too. I was like, what the heck? Because I was sitting down waiting. I was like, I'm ready to roll. Let's roll.
You want to talk about impatience? Finding those damn suits for the wedding.
That too.
That took a lot of patience, and that was not a fun time.
That was not a fun time.
That was a very stressful.
This time last April was not fun. I don't miss this at all. I don't miss that. Well, I mean, obviously for you it was a lot more stressful for you.
Yeah.
Obviously. But yeah. How's Khadijah's patience through that?
For the planning?
Mm-hmm.
Or just the wedding in
the
general?
whole thing.
I don't know. I think she was stressed. She was stressing out the whole time. Because it's a lot. You got to put together a whole lot of stuff. And
oh, yeah. She was stressed out. Maybe told me a couple stories. Yeah.
Especially with, because like they found their dresses like way earlier. But for the men, we were instructed to wait for like, a month out or whatever, because we could gain weight or lose weight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's true.
And it's like, okay, no biggie. It's suits. Men's suits should be easy to find. No.
Here we go.
No.
Here we go. I got him going.
We went to a suit store.
Oh, boy.
Tried on a couple, not all of us, and that was a big mistake. I've learned that,
Yeah.
If anybody else gets married, they know. So we go to the suit store, we try on some suits, and we're like, all right, well, there's like 4 or 5 of us, and blah, blah, blah. and they didn't explain to us that like certain colors only went up to certain sizes for some reason, or certain cuts only went up to certain sizes. And I didn't have you guys wearing outrageous colors.
You didn't.
Gray.
It was just gray.
No biggie. Gray should be universal. No. The color of gray that we needed was just not available at the suit place. And I could not wrap my head around it. There was a time. We were trying to figure, like...
I got him going.
We were trying to find a happy medium with the suits or whatever, and like I think it was like a bunch of us at the suit store at this point because we brought everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we realized it just wasn't happening that day, like we all went separate ways. We went home, and Khadijah and I came home, and we sat in the dark for like 2 hours. Because it didn't make sense, James. Why are gray suits hard to find?
Man, I'm sorry. This is hilarious, man. The cameras could see me right now.
Why are gray suits hard to find? And then, so, radio, I'm working one day. I hear an ad for Suit Mart. So I'm like, okay, let's check that out. It's not too far from us.
Yep.
So you and I go on a little driving adventure to Suit Mart. And I think at this point I had Richard's suit. Because Richard had already gotten a suit, and that was a big deal, right? Richard had bought a suit, the other guys had not.
Yep.
Or no, Richard and Joel had their suits because they could get it from the same place, but you and Isaac had to get it from Suit Mart. So we got Richard's suit, and we're going to these suit places, and we're like holding it up, trying to
look like damn fools, man.
Trying to like match the damn color, and then we finally found a matching suit, which Khadijah says still is off. She sees it.
You know what? She sees it. I don't see it.
Nobody else saw it.
Hey,
the money
nothing.
spent, the cakes ate. I don't know if that was impatience. That was just stress. What was impatient was waiting for Isaac's suit, because Isaac's suit did not come in until like 2 days before the wedding or something.
Boy, that's close.
I am dead serious. It was real close.
That's cutting it close.
Yeah, like it was almost to the point where it's like, Isaac might be wearing a different color.
Oh, you might be out the wedding, sir.
Or
you might be out the wedding.
You might be the ring bearer.
God, man. Oh, this definitely have to be our funniest episode right now. Yeah, we haven't even got started all the way.
You wound me up.
I'm sorry. I just...
Whatever that means.
I started with the impatience because our last podcast, you were like, the origin stuff, you were getting ticked off. And I just had to press that button.
I'm a little impatient sometimes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that wedding, I seen you impatient. I was like, damn, he's like, Groomsman, where you at? I was like, whoa.
I don't quite remember that, but all right.
I do. Well, of course you're not going to remember that in the moment. You're not going to remember that at the moment. But yeah, I remember that. Like, I remember like it was yesterday. Oh. Like, because before I messed up, I shouldn't have went outside. But everybody was looking at me because everybody was like,
well, because
I think the groomsman. I was like, I guess I go get the groomsman.
Because I think we were just about to line up, and then
because I was ready to roll, and Isaac and Richard, I was nowhere to be found. I was like, what the hell is Isaac and Richard at? So I went outside, and then you looked at me like, groomsman. Well, yeah, I said, I went to go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here I go. Oh man,
that's funny.
You ready to do what we supposed to do today?
On the Go podcast with Jacob and James. It's decent.
Yeah, so we're going to do hypothetical questions. Hypothetically speaking is the name of the segment. I'll give you a minute.
I'm good. I'm ready. I'm good. You keep this in the pod. Keep all this in the pod.
We're gonna do some hypotheticals today. I am on the hot seat, as they call it. James is gonna be reading me some hypotheticals, and I gotta answer what I would do in these situations and put them together into a little story, which I'm better at James at.
Okay. So
slight dig.
Do I tell you the topic? I just go full in with the story.
Read the title and narrate the best you can.
All right, cool. Brain pill. All right. You're offered a brain pill. If you swallow this pill, you will become 10% more intelligent than you currently are. You will be more adept at reading and comprehension, logic, and critical thinking. However, to all the other people you know, and to all future people you meet, you will seem 20% less intelligent. In other words, you will immediately become smarter, but the rest of the world will perceive you as dumber. And there is no way you can alter the university of that perception. Do you take this pill?
Can you read that first part again?
Okay. You are offered a brain pill. If you swallow this pill, you will become 10% more intelligent than you currently are. You will be more adept at reading comprehension, logic, and critical thinking. However, to all the other people you know and to all future people you meet, you will seem 20% less intelligent.
I don't think I'd take it.
I wouldn't either.
It don't seem worth it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it at all. Damn, man.
I mean, I feel like I'm pretty okay on the intelligence scale.
I think you are, man. I think you're pretty
good. I don't think I need to be any smarter, especially if everyone thinks I'm going to be dumber.
True.
Like, what am I going to do with the extra, 10% brain?
That's what happened to the professor.
What am I going to do? Go work in engineering, and everyone's like, who let this idiot be here?
I don't think it takes that much smart to do this. But
also,
you'd be surprised.
But also, how would people think I'm already dumber if I go into like a higher intelligence career?
True.
Like if I become a rocket scientist, you're like, well, Jacob's an idiot. How's he a rocket scientist? Like, do you not see the math on the board? Like, I wouldn't take it. It's not worth it.
All right, cool. Throw that one. All right, next one is shock the people nicely.
Okay.
Yeah. You're given the opportunity to create and direct a feature film. The studio offers you a huge budget, provides you with top-notch writing and technical staff, and allows you to cast whomever you desire in the lead roles. There are essentially no limitations on what this movie can be except for two. The movie you make has to fulfill following the following criteria. I messed that up. Number one, it has to be extremely edgy and transgressive. You need to confront taboo social issues. You need to shock people. Ideally, the film will address ideas that have never been tackled by mainstream filmmakers. In fact, if this movie is not the most controversial film of the year, the studio will probably not release it. However, number two, it has to get a PG rating. It cannot be rated R or even PG-13. There may be limited profanity, minor deceptions of minor deceptions of violence and fleeting nudity, but nothing that would prompt the ratings board to go beyond PJ classification. Damn, I butchered the hell out of that. What is the premise and plot of your hypothetical movie?
Oh, you're gonna love this one. The origin story of Hitler, but instead of Jews, aliens. And it's a kid's film.
Ooh. Ooh, well, that's towing the line, all right.
There you go.
That's definitely controversial.
There you go.
That's definitely some controversy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that movie Jojo Rabbit.
I never got to see that one either.
Wasn't that movie rated R? Jojo Rabbit?
I think so, but it was like a little kid in the Nazi party, right?
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, and then Hitler was like his imaginary friend.
I think so. It had Taika Waititi.
Yeah, it was like a comedy, but there were also like really dark elements. Like people were getting killed in that movie, I believe. I've seen a scene where like somebody gets shot in the head. But
yeah, that was kind of.
I guess kind of like that, but no, it's the origin story of Hitler from when he was a kid, but instead of Jews, it's aliens.
Jesus.
That way, it's kid friendly.
Who do you root for? Aliens?
No, that's a good question.
I'm rooting for the aliens.
Who
I'm
really?
For the aliens.
When you take people out the equation, because it's. Oh yeah, there you go. There's your edginess. That's you're pushing the line. That's you're making people think with that one because
that's kind of stupid though.
But you know what? You don't even tell them it's the origin story of Hitler until the end of the movie, and then you're like, then Adolf Hitler grew up, and
I think that's ridiculous. By the way, like you have to do this. The limitations that they give you, like there's no way possible you can do this. There's no way. It's like they say it has to be extremely edgy and transgressive. You need to confront taboo social issues. And you need to shock people. But it has to be rated PG. It had to be
critically thinking. Yeah.
Come on, man.
It depends on what year we're doing this rating in.
What do you mean?
Because let's be honest, there's like back in the day, PG movies were like almost an R rating.
True.
You know, like today they would be R rated, but back like was it Watership Down?
Yeah.
With the rabbits, I think that was a PG movie, but like they were getting torn apart by wolves and whatnot.
Yeah, I guess
that's a hardcore film.
You got a point.
So depends on what year you're actually looking at the ratings board. If it's current year, you might have a harder time. If it's maybe 70s, 80s, you might have an easier time.
Yeah,
I feel like 50s and 60s, you'd also have kind of a hard time because that's like, people don't sleep together in that time,
Hell no. Yeah, everybody slept in separate beds.
Yeah, I Love Lucy.
Yep. All right. So the next topic is stereotypical Jesus. So it's a long one. You die from natural causes. You ascend toward a warm white light. You immediately realize you have entered the afterlife. And much to your surprise, it is exactly the cliched kindergarten version of Christian heaven. The ground is covered by a white cloud-like fog. Angels fly around and you play the harp. You're wearing a comfortable white robe. Everyone there is aimlessly walking around, smiling broadly, perfectly content. It seems, is how you will spend your eternity. Upon your arrival, you are greeted by Jesus, and he looks exactly like the stereotypical depiction of Jesus. Welcome to heaven, he says. I think you will like it here, and I look forward to loving you unconditionally for the duration of your time. But I also realize that heaven isn't necessarily for everyone, so I always give the newcomers a chance to go to the other place. If that's what they would prefer, or are you referring to hell? You can say in response, oh no, says Jesus, not hell. Certainly not hell. I would never send you to hell, but you can go somewhere that isn't here. It's an other viable post-life option. About 18% of our potential residents go in that direction. What is the other place like, you ask? I can't tell you, says Jesus. But if you do elect to go there, you can never come back here. And you only have 20 minutes to decide. Why only 20, you ask? Because I'm Jesus, says Jesus. What do you do?
I feel like this is hell.
But he says not hell.
I don't know. I don't believe stereotypical Jesus.
He says it's not hell. He says it's
No, I mean, I feel like where I am would be hell. Like,
hell?
That's hell. Yeah,
oh.
I feel like that's actually hell. And
Damn.
It's Satan playing a trick on you. Because
That's dark.
What kind of weird stipulations would heaven have to where Jesus is like, you only got 20 minutes to decide if you want to stay here or go somewhere else?
I don't think
we exist out of time and space, Jesus. Did you?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you not know this?
Man, you got a point.
What are we doing here, Jesus?
So you gonna go down? You gonna go down to the other, wherever that place is?
I don't know. Morbid curiosity has me, but I think my first real question would be, are there bills in the other place? Like, what's the working situation?
Are there two-headed dogs down there?
Yeah, there are 2 or 3 headed dogs. What are we talking about?
Post-apocalyptic animals running around.
What are the rules? Can I do whatever? Am I just chilling? Do I still gotta go to work, but I'm dead? Just in an afterlife? That's my main question, honestly. It's like, do I have to work? Do I have to get up and work?
You got a point. I like that.
Yeah. Also, I really just question the rules. Like, what kind of weird real estate agency does Jesus work for up in heaven, where he's just offering us this other dimension and a time limit? Oh, the offer is gonna go up in 20 minutes. You only got 20 minutes to decide.
Well, first of all, you question Jesus, so you're not supposed to do that. So you already done skis right there. So if I was you, I'd take this offer. I'm gonna stay in heaven.
You understand?
I'm gonna stay in heaven. I don't know what's down there, because he never gave you the depiction of what's down there. I'm reading like.
Well, he said you're not going to hell. It wouldn't be hell.
He said about 18% of our potential residents go in that direction. 18%.
But it's not hell. It's not to be tortured. It's just another area to live in.
Well, why would I want to go down there in the first place?
Right.
When you got a good setup going right here.
Because maybe heaven's too peaceful? I don't know. What would the other place be? Like, you telling me 18% of people would rather live over here? Why?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? Like, there's a lot of questions.
Jesus is doing sketchy stuff in the afterlife, and I don't quite understand. It's not what the Bible said.
I'm not questioning you, Jesus. You good. You good in my book, baby. You good in my book, man. All right.
Does God know about this?
I'm pretty sure he does, Jacob. I'm pretty sure he does.
Oh, no.
All right.
Something's up.
So now you got to put all three of these together. Good luck, because these are all over the place.
All right, what was that first one?
First one was...
Oh, the brain pill, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so... Guy walks up to me. I'm writing a movie at this point. I'm writing my first movie. It's going to be big. It's going to be edgy. It's going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be talked about for years because of what I'm doing. This guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, you can take this pill, make it 10% smarter so you can write your movie faster and better. But you're going to be 20% dumber to everybody else. I said no, because this movie's going to blow the doors off of the whole film industry, and I don't want them to be judging me and thinking I'm an idiot trying to make this movie. It's already going to be edgy. It's already going to be a gamble. So the stupider I look to these people, the worse it is. So get your pill out of here. Go take it yourself. Right?
That makes sense.
3 years go by.
Mm-hmm.
Finally done writing my movie. I emerge from the nuclear fallout bunker that I rented to just get in the mindset of this movie. And James, what I'm about to reveal is the first kids movie with Adolf Hitler as the star, and he's got to defend Earth from aliens. And the only way to get rid of them is to put them in a camp.
Jesus almighty.
This is my movie. Edgy. Thought-provoking.
Okay.
Can blow the doors off the film industry. And I make this movie. And then, on the night of the premiere, I have a heart attack.
Oh, okay. I wonder what is going.
I die.
Oh, okay.
I go up to heaven. Jesus doesn't mention this movie. He doesn't tell me how good it did or how bad it did. But it's paradise. It's a stereotypical heaven where we were all sold. You got golden streets, perfectly made houses, clouds, butterflies. Old relatives are coming to me. They're asking me why I made a movie about Hitler. Said, I didn't get to see the response. I don't know how it did. Stop asking me.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. And in walks Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
And he offers me another dimension of living. He says 18% of the population goes there. And me, being the smart screenwriter that I am, say no. Because I don't know what that other place is. I don't know what 18% of people are going here. And I want to find out why you're trying to sell another dimension when this is paradise. So that's what happens. I become an investigative journalist in heaven, trying to uproot Jesus's weird underground real estate plan. And I never found out how my movie did.
But you look at your way out of that one, because I said this story was going on all out of whack. I was like, where's the Jesus part come in there? Because he got the other two down good.
Oh, I was getting there. I actually figured that out before the brain pill one.
Oh,
the brain pill was on the fly.
I was wondering where that was going.
So,
jeez Louise.
I think I did pretty good with that one.
Yeah. That was a lot. That's like a 2-hour movie there that you got going.
Yeah.
That's a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah, that's a sequel to the Hitler.
God, man. You know he's doing he wants to do a Jesus movie, Martin.
I saw that.
And he also doing a Frank Sinatra film. Wants to do a Frank Sinatra
I saw that with Leo, right?
Which he looks nothing like him. Him and Jennifer Lawrence look nothing like Ava Gardner.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence.
I know. I'm not a big Ava Gardner fan. I mean, I'm not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan. God.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that was our hypotheticals, James.
Yep.
That was hypothetically speaking, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it made you think. Hope it gave you some thought-provoking ideas and opinions, and really just made you wonder what goes into these things.
What goes into these questions that these people put on these cards?
Yeah, like
these questions.
How did you come up with that? You know what I mean? But that's all we got today. Short episode, short and sweet. Played some games, talked some stuff, talked about weddings, talked about suits, talked about Jesus. If you want to contact us about any of those topics, and if you want to email us and tell us what you would do in these situations, you can find us at onthegopod2023@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, On The Go with Jacob and James. It's all one word. You can find James on Instagram at
James9794.
You can find me on Instagram at jacobdantone.audio. You can also find us on YouTube, On The Go with Jacob and James. It's all one word. Please go like, subscribe, and share, and ring the bell, and do all the things you need to do to keep us in your life, because let me tell you, you do not want to miss another episode of Hyperthetically Speaking, because it's
something.
It's critical.
It's something.
Critical thinking. It's something, James.
I don't know what it is, but it's something.
Well, without further ado, I'm on the go. James is on the go. Jesus and Hitler and everybody else is on the go.
Oh, Jesus on the go, man. All right.
Well, I mean, he kind of was. So, anyway, we're out of here. We're on the go. Goodbye, everybody.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please follow and share the podcast with your friends and family units. If by chance you disliked the episode, then please share the On The Go show with your most hated enemies. Thank you and enjoy your day.
Mm-hmm.